How much do you really know about history? From ancient empires to modern events, only the sharpest minds will get them all right. Let's find out! What was the capital of the Byzantine Empire? Constantinople. In which country did the Industrial Revolution begin? In England. Let's keep going. Which woman won 2 Nobel Prizes in different scientific fields? Marie Curie. Next one. Which country colonized India for more than 200 years? The United Kingdom. True or false? Napoleon Bonaparte died at the Battle of Waterloo. False. He died on the island of St. Helena. Think fast! In which battle did King Leonidas of Sparta die? At Thermopylae. Which country was known as the Pearl of the Antilles during the 19th century? Cuba. Who wrote The Prince, a political treatise of the Renaissance? Niccolo Machiavelli. Let's see if you know this. True or false? The Vikings reached America before Columbus. True. Which European culture was characterized by castles, feudalism, and crusades? Medieval culture. Which civilization built enormous stone heads in present-day Veracruz? The Olmec. Which Egyptian pharaoh is famous for his intact tomb? Tutankhamun. Which empire was ruled by the Tsars? The Russian Empire. Which country was invaded simultaneously by the USSR and Germany in 1939? Poland. Ready for the next question? Which Italian city was the center of the Renaissance? Florence. Which conflict ended with the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire? World War I. Which was the last empire to abolish slavery? Brazil. Which Swiss tennis player has won 20 Grand Slam titles? Roger Federer. Which city was the commercial center of the Mali Empire? Timbuktu. Which famous leader was assassinated on March 15, 44 BC? Julius Caesar. True or false? Adolf Hitler won the Nobel Peace Prize. False. Which country was ruled by the Shah before the Islamic Revolution of 1979? Iran. Which civilization built Machu Picchu? The Inca. Which Chilean president died during the 1973 coup d'etat? Salvador Allende. Who was the longest reigning queen of the United Kingdom before Elizabeth II? Queen Victoria. Stay focused. Which city was destroyed by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD? Pompeii. Keep it up! What was the name of the wall built by the Romans in Britain? Hadrian's Wall. Which French author wrote Les Miserables? Victor Hugo. Who was the first pope to voluntarily resign in more than 600 years? Benedict XVI. Which Portuguese navigator was the first to round the Cape of Good Hope? Bartolomeu Dias. Smash that subscribe button to stay on top of all our awesome trivia. Great job so far! Now let's move from general history into deeper and more challenging questions. This is where things get serious. Which Egyptian pyramid is considered the oldest? The Pyramid of Djoser. Let's continue. In which country did the Protestant Reformation begin? Germany. True or false? The French Revolution began in the 18th century. True, in the year 1789. Which ancient empire had its capital in the city of Persepolis? The Persian Empire. Which famous wall separated communist and capitalist Germany? The Berlin Wall. Who signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863? Abraham Lincoln. Which European nation was invaded by Napoleon and resisted with guerrilla warfare? Spain. Which country dropped the first atomic bomb in war? The United States. Which European country colonized Canada? France. Which civilization built the city of Tikal? The Maya civilization. Keep playing! In which country was the philosopher Confucius born? China. Which civilization lived on the island of Crete and was destroyed by a tsunami? The Minoan civilization. Which Semitic people founded the city of Jerusalem? The Jebusites. Which artist was one of the founders of the Surrealist movement? André Breton. Which country originated the word tsunami? Japan. Let's move on. Which country was the first in Europe to grant full citizenship to women? Finland. What was the name of the ship on which Charles Darwin traveled? The Beagle. Which Mexican leader was a key figure in the 1910 revolution? Pancho Villa. Which Soviet leader implemented perestroika? Mikhail Gorbachev. Which Latin American country experienced the Bogotazo in 1948 after the assassination of Jorge Eliezer Gaitan? Colombia. Who was the main architect of the unification of Italy? Camillo Cavour. Which African country was colonized by Belgium? The Congo. Which European football team is known as Los Blancos? Real Madrid. Which region has been disputed between India and Pakistan since 1947? Kashmir. True or false? The Battle of Hastings occurred in the 11th century. True! Who was the leader of the civil rights movement in the United States? Martin Luther King Jr. Which war inspired the creation of the Red Cross? The Crimean War. Which civilization used cuneiform writing? The Sumerians. Which treaty ended World War I? The Treaty of Versailles. Last question. Which Renaissance painter is known for The Last Supper? Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, or Michelangelo? Don't forget, write the correct answer in the comments below. That's a wrap. How many did you nail? If you're vibing with Hi Hippo, smash that like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a thing.